this is Steph for Dates and Cakes, and today's episode we're gonna go to Jamaica because it is just nuts to not try to find someone in the place that is one love. So we are gonna be making rum cake, yeah man. Well, I tell you about my galloping there. Just there for 2 days, and I went on a booze cruise with a friend, and she knew the photographer. I'm like, pitch yeah, or I don't know. And so introduced me and thought nothing of it, just cool. And then we started dancing because they had all kinds of music on. It was like a party boat. And you actually couldn't drink till later, but he snuck us some. And yeah, our red rum is gone. But he later, I guess a picture does not last longer because later he was just staring at me. And I don't mean like stairs that you had to take to get to the deck. So I was like, hey, and he was like, I want you. And I was like, I mean, where I come from, that just means, you know, in the moment, fling thing. And he was like, no, I want to get to know you, I want you. And I'm like, thanks. And then we had an excursion, so I did that, and my friend did not, because it was climbing a 90-foot waterfall. And I apparently chased them, and I was with some older ladies, and they were doing better than I was. It was a little rough. So when we came back, there was a guy that was handing out like little boxes of food, and they were all chicken, and I cannot eat chicken. And so he was like, well, you're supposed to order ahead. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. He's like, well, you're too beautiful to not have this chicken. And I was like, well, I mean, you're going after this chick, so. So he gave me some of like the vegetarian option, and the other guy got jealous and told him to back off. But honestly, he should have backed off for trying to get in the way of my food, you know. Girl gotta eat. So we danced the whole boat cruise back to shore, and then his best friend, which is the reason my friend knows him, picked us up, and we went to go eat. And we were lit, and so that was cold water, our cake mix, and now we're doing the rum, and we're just gonna use all this in one form or another. He got me curry goat, so I was like, oh my gosh, it's so nice, saying I'm the greatest of all time. And then we started making out, and but there's not a lot of air conditioning in Jamaica, so we just went to the car, and that was 3 egg yolks and then 1 regular egg. And then I was still wearing my bikini, but I had like a swimsuit cover over it. And out of nowhere goes, so do you wax or shave? Man, y'all really trying to shave off some time getting to know me. And so obviously I know, you know, they look very closely. I sure wasn't ready for that. And I guess they bikini on, you know, observations. We're gonna mix. 45 minutes going in. And while that bakes, we're gonna make a rum sauce that goes on top. Because if you watch any Dates and Cakes, you know that you're gonna need a drink for the next couple stories, because there's more. You better believe we're coming back for this one. So I went to a club one of the nights, and as soon as we walked in, the 2 security guards / bouncers were very intrigued with me and my friend immediately. And so one of them asked if he could have my bracelet. And I was like, oh gosh, this is something I'm gonna have to brace for. He smiled and then introduced himself, which he did like multiple times because I kept forgetting his name. And then my friend already got the number of the other guy. I guess his days of waiting were numbered. And so we went to a table that would have normally been kind of like VIP, like bottle service, but it was a Tuesday night, so I guess we were able to be there. And the music they were playing was incredible. And so we were like killing it, dancing, shaking it. This guy starts watching intently and then keeps saying something because I can see his lips moving, but I'm lost in the beat. Afro beats. And he keeps sat it. And I'm like, I don't know who you're used to talking to, but you don't beckon Americans. We've got butter, sugar, and water. And we're gonna do the rum at the end because we don't want that to cook off. I probably walked over there because of Curious George. There was no man in a yellow hat though. So, as the tale goes. But he starts asking what I'm drinking, and my hand is empty. And he was like, what's your name, this, that, and the other? Can I have your number? And I was like, you gonna buy me a drink? And he was like, I'm not really comfortable with buying you a drink yet. And I was like, well, I'm not comfortable giving you my phone number. And he walked away. Guess there's no spooning for him tonight. So we're gonna let this simmer and then pour it on our mug cake. I guess you could say that all three of the guys were rum runners because the security guard also didn't really make a move after that. Took my bracelet. Since third time was certainly not a charm, the flight out of Jamaica, Montego Bay, was with a guy that we had a middle seat open between us. And we just started talking because the pilot came over on the intercom and was just like so nice. I was like, I've never in my life heard a pilot say stuff like that. And he's like, me either. And I was in aviation, blah, blah. So we talked the whole flight. And when we landed, he was like, you have a husband? And I was like, and he made it clear he's widowed. Made it clear. Even though he has kids my age that also have kids. He's like, you have a husband? And I was like, nope. And he was like, you want one? And I was like, oh man, these Jamaican men, I'm telling y'all crazy. And he was like, so I didn't say yeah, man. Didn't make too many poor decisions in Jamaica. Could have been a lot worse. Staff for Dates and Cakes. Until next time.